Try again here because my phone is like it doesn't want me to record this. Yeah, so I'm on the street crying. Some people comes up to me, a man and a lady. I just remember the lady. She was very kind, loving, and she said, "What's wrong?" And I just, as I cried, you know how kids are when they talk, when they're crying, like, and then she asked me, where do you live? And I just pointed, like, I, I live right there, and she went to ring on the bell, and my mom came out, standing in the door, and the lady talked, and then my mom took me in again. Like, they talked for a little while, and then I don't remember what happened. I got like a blackout when I went back in. I because at that moment, what I when I play back, I remember, like, I knew my mom was fake towards me, like some way inside, when she hugged me, "Come, son, oh, I'm so sorry," and the other people were there, I felt like that it was not her. It's not really her. So what happened after that when I went in, I really don't remember. I remember when I grew up as well at that place that we lived in number 13, and the angels actually sent me this message with guidance about number 13, thief no more. I know that my mom and that demonic energy has been chasing me for lifetimes, not this life but other lives as well. I have a heart, I have love, and I thought that if I give love, you see what I mean? Like, it's something that doesn't want me. I get goosebumps now because something doesn't want me to talk about this, like this disturbance everywhere. My phone is cutting off, doesn't want to record. My door goes like, but yeah, so I wanted to give love to my mom through my spiritual journey, and it was always me reaching out to my mom if we had any arguments, when I grew up. It wouldn't be my mom, she could just be like cutting me off. And then it will just slowly go back to this narcissistic, manipulative way of being, trying to control me and say what I have to do. And, you know, I would say that I was really standing my ground, but, it goes back in your head, and it messes you up. So I had period where when I kept my distance from my mom, I simply got much lighter. Like, life works much better, you know. And then when I look through my life, like, my first girlfriend that I really loved, she never met her. And she said, like, right away, I don't like her. I don't like her. And I thought it was like, and she said, "Oh, is she Scorpio?" And I'm like, I don't know. But, there's certain things that just pops up in my mind that I say like, wow, all these girls that I have met that I really liked, she always hated it. Like, really. So, and I can go on and on and on about these things, but especially with Barbara, that that hurt because it's not long ago. This is my childhood. I was maybe, yeah, late teenager. So that means like in my 17, 18, 19, yeah, 17 to 19, I was with Barbara and I was madly in love with her. And my mom said I don't like her, things like that. And I met her again in 2, 3 years ago. So we had like a break of not being in contact for 25 years. And we tried to pick up again a little bit, but it didn't work. And I remember I spoke to my mom. I was living in my mom's apartment, and I shouldn't have done that because that energy there was just like, so she reacted the same way like it was yesterday when I was a teenager, like I don't like her and things like that. I was so happy I started talking to her again. So I didn't realize the pattern, but there's just something like, and when I look back, I can just see the devil in my mom, and something is interfering with her mood. And she has like statues of crosses and Jesus, and she says she's religious, but then she lies and deceive and keeping secrets and all these different things. And it's just, I'm sad, I'm sad for that it can take a toll on a person's life like that and just manipulate a soul like that. Doesn't matter if that soul has done something bad or not. When I hear a tarot card reading where karma will go to them that has been hurting you, that God will make sure, or the angels, that the life is not in their favor, or there's a disease coming or something like that, I always say like, what are you talking about? That's not God, that's not universe, that's not how it works. Yeah, we can have karmic debt, but I would never wish for someone that has done something towards me in any way, even my mom, even like anyone. I am just me with unconditional love. I don't want anyone to be struggling, being hurt, or anything. I had my suffering. That's over and that's done. I am me. So there's no need for any other energy to be focusing on what actually in the past happened to me. That is gone. I forgive. I released it. You know, it doesn't exist. It's nothing. It's evaporated. You know, like that. And this is the most important thing and the most beautiful thing you can do to your own soul, and to bring out light and to be strong towards any energies that are not welcome. to be so strong within yourself with your light that you can carry it just by being you, all relaxed, and receive all the things that we normally are supposed to be here and receive, right? So this is how it works, right? So in my previous life, I was apparently a teacher. I recognize it because I've been teaching all my life in different ways. And I always attracted people who were suffering or sad. They wanted to talk to me. They wanted to hear my voice in some kind of way. Um, so when I'm in my moment, you know, I always just been there. Always naturally forgave people, and I always told people as well, that's what it's all about, to forgive. If we go further with my mom's story, because I can go on and on and on, and I just had something that I wanted to say, like there is, like, when I say narcissist, and she would control me, like she would promise me things and then not follow through with it. So it's like an excitement and then take it away. If there's gifts for Christmas, maybe she will buy something 2 months before Christmas, or for your birthday, and then she will say, you didn't even ask for it, but she would say, I'll buy this computer for you. And you say, no, 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 mom, I don't need a computer. I'll buy it myself because I'm saving up and I will buy it next month. No, 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 I'll buy it, the computer for you. You deserve it. And then when you've been struggling a little bit with her and said, listen, I really don't want it, because in my mind it was like, I know she's gonna come back and punish me for it. There's gonna be something she's gonna come with, so I don't want anything from her. And then in the end, she is like she is, and then I gave in and I got the laptop. So that's very manipulating. And then she says, this is your birthday and your Christmas present, so you're not gonna get anything more. It's just like it's shifting, like, and you say, oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. But then at Christmas and birthday, it's like, you know she would always talk about how little she have, but then she talks about how much she has, right? And it's very confusing, like, and she always focus on money and how much money she has and how much she doesn't have. But it swings a lot. And then it's very, if I started to push her away, like I don't want to be around her. There's some, sorry, it's just the light when more, yeah, something, yeah. Ah, it is what it is. Let me turn the light on. Let there be light. So yeah, um so she's manipulative like that, and uh it just takes a toll. So I decided to, I don't want contact. We can talk on the phone, we can text, but it's not like I want to talk to her every week. Maybe say hello once a month or less than that. And then sometimes I'll just cut off. And then, like, I didn't speak to my mom for months, right? And then I'll just send her a text like, hi mom, hope you're well, I love you, Hope everything is good with you, and so on, so on. But I love you, and like warm-hearted message straight from the heart. And she will write back, yeah, I have pain here. I have struggling walking. I grew up in South America where everything is hard, and she will just go on like that. I don't have any family. My family doesn't want to talk to me. So my sister is not in contact with her. All her kids doesn't want to be in contact with her. And it's like she pushed everybody away because they see who she is. They see through that curtain. And that is created with I feel something is close, but we're just gonna push it away. It's very angry right now, and I get goosebumps. It's like I feel it says that it wants to hurt me, right? But it can't. It's all about love. I know one day that my mom is gonna be released from this, and this is where I am as well. That I'm here working on things to finding my inner light and through my Magda teaching towards the world through a practice of Jesus and Mary Magdalene and Kuan Yin. That's what I do. This is my purpose in life. And then I get my XM, what I have in my hand, and my art and the connection that I have to Mother Gaia, and my intuition, my psychic abilities, and all these things is just popping up. And this has been going on for years, and it's just like intensive every day. And the angels told me this morning as well that they are burning these entities away from me. So imagine, like the other day, I'm walking down the street, and I see this person giving me the finger just out of the blue, totally insane, crazy, mad within themselves, walking in front of me, going the same direction, moves across the street, and this person, she starts to do the finger. I'm not gonna show it now. She just goes like that, and she goes like she wants to scratch her hair, and she follows me, but she shows the finger, right? And I'm just gonna go like that. So one finger, right? And then the other one goes like that, and she keeps on. So when I'm behind her, she stands like that, and she does like that. Never contact. I saw her today as well, driving on my scooter. It's still the same aggression. Someone told me that's a witch. And I had certain energies attacking me daily, and I would receive and let it go, receive, let it go, receive, let it go. It's just how it is. We learn to recognize it, and I told you I had like one day where I was deeply in the same pattern, not all the way deep, but then I just sat in the morning. I sat on a chair over here, and I was just like, okay, enough is enough. Go away. You know, you're not gonna play with me anymore. And then this is God, the universe, letting it happen so I can practice, exercise how to do it. They will be protecting me, but they are allowing things, so they will just go along as long as it's like like the police is watching someone, right? And they know they're gonna do some robberies and or drug dealers, and they're watching the whole organization, and they will do that for years, and then they will just slam down and say enough, right? And even though that they know they are being watched, they will try to manipulate and do their thing and try to see if they can outsmart them, right? So that's the game, just with evil and light. And light says, we have this under control, Johannes, and you are protected, but you need to get this knowledge so you can help other people and you can remove these things, you can see it. So they let me see it in a very clear way, or my practice has been that I opened my eyes for it, because now I'm aware of their patterns, how they work, how it feels when they are close. And then this takes time, because you can't be afraid, you can't be, you know. So I always use that. Like, it's not long ago, I was sitting with my ex-wife watching The Nun, and then the nun is like moving towards this other nun that's very pure and innocent. And this nun jumps out the window, she commits suicide, puts a rope around her neck. And I'm like, why are you doing that? If you pure, this evilness can't do anything unless you allow it. You have your light, your strength, your power is just light. You can stand up in front of it, it cannot touch you. you know if you send it love, you radiate love towards that. Like, the thing is that you have to understand that you need as well to be practicing to be pure within. Have a lifestyle where you say, okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be good in every way. I'm gonna be with unconditionally love towards everything I meet. And why not? This is not a religious practice. This is a daily practice that goes to making your life much easier and bring abundance into your life, because it is an energy. If you remove any darkness, any disturbance or noise, things are just going to be as it should be. That was meant for us to come on this world and have it as a playground and do creative, beautiful things, right? And it got taken advantage of, and it's misused with power and greed. So I just see it in a little frequency of my lifetime here, where these energies has been affecting my family in various ways, to stop me from sitting here giving you the knowledge of how we actually can work with ourselves to release it. And there'll be much more, but now I'm just gonna continue with my story. So yeah, my mom threw me on the street saying that I was not allowed. My mom even said to me that she was very interested in my palms. So she was reading my palms. And she took a copy of it and gave it to someone else. She always did it like more than 5 times, 3 to 5 times. And I remember, like, her friend, she was very interested in it, and she wanted to know about my future and things like that. So was that her, or was it the energy? And I got some script back that she said, this is your reading, things like that. I started reading it, but then I lost it. She threw it away or something like that. But she said to me, I don't want you to travel. I don't want you to travel. She wanted me to be afraid of traveling. That's part of my joy, you know? So apparently she saw that I'm gonna travel in my hand, right? And she didn't want me to. Why? Because now I'm sitting here talking to you guys, right? On my spiritual journey. But before that, I was traveling. I've been working on cruise ships, working abroad, working on yachts. So a lot of traveling. Um, but she could still interfere with that, you know. But for a long time, when she started saying it, she said it like in a way that I got the understanding something will happen to me if I travel. So imagine that for a long time, I was thinking, okay, every time I bought a flight ticket or I had to join a ship, I was thinking, okay, is this time for me to die? That I will die because my mom saw it in the reading, right? And then I stopped believing that. I said to myself, if that happens, it happens because I'm not gonna live in fear with that. So I removed it. Never thought about it like the last 10, 15, 15, 18 years or something like that. But I always spoke about it. Like I spoke about it to people, like my ex-wife. I explained to her, you know, all these manipulative things my mom did. So I remember that I went I was 17, 18 years old. I did it myself. I went no, first my mom and me, we were in New York because we have a lot of family in New York. And she actually had a family friend that wanted to read me. And this lady, she was excited. She took my hand and she went like that. And then she just let go. She just went like that. She didn't want to speak. She was looking at me like, uh, and I got like, what's going on? And she was just like, she didn't want to say anything at all. And you kind of getting scared when something like that happens. It questions you when someone does it like that. And then I did it again. Um, I just remember the fear, right? In their eyes, like their eyes went big like that. Um, and I thought, okay, you saw something that is not good, you know? Um, and that sits inside of you, just a little bit eating, tick, 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 you know, sometimes here and there. I went to Atlantic City where there's this lady where I go in myself for reading. I want to read for love, right? I was with Barbara at that time. I was like 17, 18 years old. And she looked at my hands. She said, "Don't do drugs." Okay, that's an easy thing because, you know, at that time, a lot of people did it, right? Um, and she looks further and then she lets go. She doesn't want to talk. And I'm like, what is going on, you know? I left and I was like, she saw something she shouldn't have seen. Then later on, like now, a few years back, when I started my spiritual journey, I understand I have XM in my hand. I go outside, I look at the moon, and angels will appear just in front of me. I do art with nature, and everything is just like magical. It will show birds and different kinds of animals. A bird will come and sit next to me. I'm lost, and I'll ask it for direction towards something specific, and it will show me the way I'm following the bird. I will work with wood, and a beetle will come and sit. I'm standing with a grinder, and it just stops me, like turning around. And I'm saying, "Hey, you, what are you doing? You want me to stop? Okay, I'll stop." And I put the grinder down, and I'm communicating with it. So what do you want me? You don't want me to go here, or? And it's like just turning around, sitting still. And I never saw that kind of beetle in Scandinavia, like a red beetle, right? So okay, um, I'm just gonna wait. And then I just said to it, listen, I decided. I was looking at that end of the wood and I said, okay, I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna leave it. I promise. When I decided inside, not an outside promise, because then I could just F that and do it, right? That's a human thing. It has to be an inner thing. So as soon as I decided, I'm I'm listening to you. I'm listening to the guidance, and then it just flew away, right? And then I had it with clouds as well. I'm working on wood, and the clouds will just magically show the piece. If I'm unsecure about should I cut that branch off, I can go for 2 days just wondering if I should cut it or not. And I am so persistent in I don't want to ruin it, right? Because it's something that means something to me, but means something to the world. And it's a one of a kind piece that always shows that this magic. So I don't want to take the wrong decision, but what it actually teaches me is to trust my intuition. That has grown with me, so now it's going to become easier and easier and easier to do these things. But it's a beautiful way of being taught how to work with yourself and inner self, but then as well have a piece where you really don't know if you should do it or not, and you question it, and then suddenly in the morning you see like a cloud that's abnormal. That cloud is just standing vertical, right, in the sky, and tall and high up, high altitude. And then I just take the stick, like a stick like that, and I will measure it. Like I can see, okay, this goes there because there's branches going out in different shapes, right? And I remember it said cut in two, cut in two. And I just hear it like cut in two when I went straight for this wood when I was working on it. Cut it in two, cut it in two. I'm like, okay, I'll cut it in two. And I enjoyed it. It was like, it's like peaceful, happiness, joy, creativity, grounded. Yeah, so when I took the decision to cut it, I saw the branches and then I saw what was not there. So that part that I wanted to cut off was not showing in the cloud. So I said, okay, I will cut it there. And as soon as I cut it, start cutting it, and then I looked up and I just saw how it just evaporates. It was just waiting for me to make that decision. But first, when I finally took the decision, that was like I was like, wow, thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, like wow, that's a gift. You know, that's like, and that has happened twice. Yeah. And I have, I will not say millions of stories, but really, really amazingly beautiful. Um, yeah. So my mom, I opened a gallery. My mom gave me some stones, and the universe said I had to throw them out, get rid of it. She gave me a frog, get rid of it. Everything that I have in her possession, get rid of it. Yeah. Um, but I cleaned my crystals. I cleaned them in salt water. So there's anything that's possible, possible small items you have at home that doesn't belong to you, or you have doubt about it if it's something you should keep, get rid of it. Because items are saying things when you move, you had a bad time somewhere, don't bring it with you. Don't bring it with you. Yeah. So I will, because now it's 35 minutes plus we have like, so it's almost an hour. I will continue talking about my story and what has happened. But you know, it's there for us to handle. It's there for us to get rid of. You know, we are powerful beings. We don't have anything to be afraid of. We just need to be in charge of ourselves. We need to make that choice. You know, we have a free will, and we can have that free will and make that choice of if we want to be true to ourselves, truthful from within, be one with your inner self, or you can allow disturbance and noise to manipulate with you so you are not what you're supposed to be. That's what Mary Magdalene and Jesus was teaching, not anything else. They were teaching to sit in silence and recognize who are you and what are you not. By that, you become the light within. God itself has given all souls His light. We all are equal in unity. By that, you can create your own reality and have a prosperous life. Life has evolved itself with, if you create your own reality and you find out that you can actually go another way, and you can misuse it, you know. So this is something that is very, very um, important to say, that it is a war between light and darkness. We need to allow ourselves to be ourselves. How? It's just so simple. And that has been hidden from humanity for thousands of years. Yeah. So with love and light, I I wish you a beautiful evening or day, and then as well, please work with yourself. Please open up, be loving towards yourself, and enjoy life. Life is beautiful, whatever doesn't belong to you, and make sure you sit in silence. It's beautiful. Have you ever garden? Sit in your garden. Don't go to the TV and hear the noise. Why? You know? It's much more to life than that. Whatever you have inside, you can create beautiful things. Yeah? Alright. Love and light. Love and light. Ciao.